All right. I think we are. Let me quickly confirm the sound, the audio. Is it working? All right. Okay, it's working. So we can start. So for those that still don't know me, my name is Hightech, and on this live stream, I talk about what just happened today in the cryptocurrency market, what I think about it regarding 11 years of my experience. I explain what high-tech meme coin is and why you might be interested in, or you should be interested in it. And yeah, Jesus is king, and let's go. Let's start. Let's take a look at the charts. If you guys have any questions, of course, write it in the live chat. I'll be checking it frequently on Rumble and on YouTube and other platforms too. So yeah, one community message is that today I did an airdrop, the one I promised that I'm going to make, that I would make on Friday. So I've done it, and actually on my X profile you can see the process how it was done. I've done it I've done it on last live stream on my Polish YouTube channel. I recorded it like literally a couple of hours ago, few hours ago. Why on my Polish YouTube channel? Because that's my biggest channel as of yet. So I just simply have done it on my greatest channel. If this one outgrows my Polish channel, then of course I'll be doing it here. But so far, my Polish YouTube channel is the biggest. So most people watch it there. So I think it's easy to understand why exactly. So yeah, I asked Grok, actually Sal, which is Grok assistant, to select one number from 0 to 80 because that was the number of hodlers, just literally uh, few or 1 hour ago, because some got frustrated, I imagine, and they sold the required minimal amount, which was 0.01 high tech. Other accounts were not taken under consideration. So yeah, but yeah, I have no idea who won. But congrats to that person, and yeah, next Friday we'll repeat, right? We'll do the same. So that's why I think it's worth to stay around, because one high tech is slightly above $70 now, 74.83. So somebody just won $74.83 worth of high tech, so that's quite nice. Brandon Palmer says, "You're not the only one here, man. I'll support you." Okay, cheers. I am confused. Um, Brandon, thank you for supporting, but I don't really know. I don't really know what you're talking about. You're confused about what? Let me know, and I'll try to give you some reasonable answer. So yeah, but let's talk about what is going on in the crypto market and how I look at it, how I understand it. Looking through the prism, looking at it, watching it through the prism of 11 years of experience. So, like, not really much of a surprise. I was taking it into consideration that maybe, just maybe, we will dip slightly lower here, because that was literally modus operandi of Bitcoin throughout this whole bull market. This is what Bitcoin has been doing, and I have marked instances of very, very similar market behavior here. As you see, since we exited the bear market in 2022/2023, actually at the beginning of 2023, and yeah, apparently longs get liquidated in great amount. Brandon Palmer says the crypto market. So I suppose he means the crypto market. I'm explaining it here, so no worries. I will give you some clarity about what to actually think and where we might be heading. So yeah, first of all, liquidation levels, right? So quite a lot of longs got liquidated. 576 million dollars. I think even James Wynn got liquidated because he was shorting the market, and at some point he flipped into long, and I think he got already liquidated. $94,087 is his liquidation point. James Wynn is that guy on X that became famous because he made $76 million, over $76 million out of like 500,000, and then round tripped it all into zero, and then went into negative of like minus 22 something $1 million, of course. So he's the best example that you should never touch futures market. It always happens like this every single time. I never seen a trader that had other outcome, other result trading futures. And I've been around for a long time, and I'm a professional trader, but I know what I'm doing, so I trade only spot because I just know how rigged the game is on the futures market. It's so rigged beyond belief, so you will never be able to make money there in a sustainable way. Yeah, from once in a while you will have a lucky strike of wins, but at the end of the day, 10 times more will get taken away from you sooner or later. So yeah, the sentiment is very, very low. Actually, literally within a couple of minutes, we will see how low it is. But yeah, you know what? Allow me to quickly open CoinMarketCap because I don't know why I had it open before, and now I don't. And I had Crypto Fear and Greed Index there. Here it is. So as you see, 22, but that was actually from yesterday. So in like literally a few minutes, we'll get the read from today. It will have to be much lower. So we are in extreme fear, probably. Here it shows fear, but once we get the read from today, it will probably show extreme fear, and that makes it quite easy to guess what's coming next. Because as you see here, you have this chart of overlaid Crypto Fear and Greed Index with price action of Bitcoin, and literally every single time we went into low orange / red, we were rebounding, right? We are bouncing from those levels. So on the other hand, there is like widespread consensus. We are entering into a bear market, which is like, listen, it never happened even once in stock market history that everyone shook hands and said, yeah, okay, now we are entering bear market, so let's go home. It never has happened like that. Bear markets start in euphoria, bull markets start in despair, always. So if majority of market participants agree on a given scenario, it means definitely that's not what we are up to. That's not what we are about to see. So that's why don't get surprised if we see a brutal short squeeze here. So a very, very brutal rebound, like practically vertical. And now longs get liquidated, and we will see literally the opposite on the short side, right? So now we see like over $500 million liquidated from 12 hours to 12 hours. Don't get surprised when let's say next couple of days we start to do the same, but to the bears, right? Because it will be extremely unlikely. It is extremely unlikely for this price action to keep diving, for the Bitcoin price to keep diving. So that's one, let's say, positive that supposedly is around the corner. But there is one positive that is happening right now, a huge positive. and that is regarding the altcoin market. To be more precise, Bitcoin dominance. Because as you see, this daily candle has just closed, and I was waiting for it to close, and it has closed amazing, absolutely amazing. I've been waiting for this uptrend to finally give up, and yeah, what we needed really, what we needed is to take as many lows. Like for example, first one was this one, then this one here. I was hoping to take this one and then later continue with the good work and take out this one. But apparently, in this one day, we took out both of them. So this should be a very strong signal to the market, the capital rotation from Bitcoin, and I imagine like from the top 50 will kick in, and it will fuel up the rest of the altcoin market. Because basically speaking, anything outside of top 50, maybe even top 100, myself, I'm leaning towards top 50. Have not seen is respective bull market yet, right? So we have seen bull market on a handful of coins, like for example Bitcoin, of course, on Ethereum. I don't know what else, Solana, Cardano, Ripple, and some others. But the rest got nothing, literally nothing. just dust in the pockets, right? So, and this is not how it works, right? This is not how it works. This is actually the first cycle in the altcoin market that looks like this. So that is why I think it's only logical to, let's say, assume capital rotation will kick in from those coins that had been enjoying their bull markets up until recently, and now all of that capital will pour onto other coins. Why? Because those, they have the more space to grow, the most room to grow, right? Literally anything outside of top 50 is pressed against, face down, pressed against the ground. Maybe even with someone standing on top of their heads. So it's really, really beaten up, right? The vast majority of the altcoin market has been very punished. Have not seen any sign of a bull market yet, and the sentiment is absolutely terrible. Like I've seen, I've seen a post from Carol from the Moon, and by the way, Carol from the Moon, he just did something very funny because for last at least a month, I think, Carol the Moon, at least a month, he was saying to allocate into altcoins. This is not him. Carol the Moon, or the Moon Carol. And just today he posted that if you are, yeah, the Moon, if you are in altcoins, then I feel sorry for you. Where did he post it? People were actually angry at him because he was shilling, and then he popped up with insults at people that allocated into alts. That was 15th of February, so no, this is not it. Okay, this is not the real account. How many of those fake accounts there is? Gal the Moon, where is he? Still Abu, the Moon Car, okay. It's this one, yeah. So, where did he post it? Where is it? It was so funny. Maybe he deleted it because people got mad at him that they were reposting it a lot, like telling him, "What the hell are you talking, man? You are the one who told us to keep buying alts." But to be perfectly honest, I've been telling you to slowly scale into alts, and I think that's the right thing to do right now. You should be slowly scale into altcoins, simply because of the sentiment, overall sentiment in the market. That's first, and second, because of how beaten up altcoins are. I mean, most of altcoins look like they're literally falling to zero. And these days, so today, yesterday, they are finally showing some backbone, right? Because Bitcoin is dropping, and many altcoins they are not reacting to it anymore. And on top of it, like when we go to crypto bubbles, look at last hour, like CVC 5.7, STRK 4.3. Well, okay, let's go to the day. Here the situation looks a little bit worse, of course, but still there's quite some bubbles that are well green, like Zcash, Dash, Baby, STRK, Zen, and let's take a look at the weekly. Very similar situation. So yeah, here and there we have a little bit of punishment, but it's nowhere near where it used to be. When we go over to other chat, which is like a like a recap of all of the altcoin market. Here you see we are actually moving sideways most of the time, like more than anything else. Here we are moving sideways, right? Yeah, of course we have this range that you can get scared because 20% wide, let's say. So of course you can get scared, especially if you buy a local top within this range and then it starts diving. You may get an impression that it's just going to hell. And I think what amplifies negative feelings here the most is that we've been in a bear market for so long, and this market has been showing aggressive losses for so long that whenever you try to throw at it something additional and it drags you down even more, it feels like you are done, right? You are done. You don't want to deal with it anymore. But but I think to be honest, we are literally the day before this market finally doing something. And I think we have reached literally the last stage of the altcoin bear market. I mean, 4 years. It's been 4 years. It's been 4 years in a bear market for altcoins. Yayo says, "Hello. What do you think about Zcash? Is it really the new Bitcoin? Or probably not." And okay, if you guys have any questions, of course, write in the live chat. Zcash is definitely not the new Bitcoin. Zcash, generally speaking, has experienced a lot of growth because of its halving. Its privacy is opt-in, so it's not a real privacy coin. As a matter of fact, the only real privacy coin I know of is Monero. Zcash pretends to be a privacy coin. It's not really a privacy coin. It's a coin with option of private send, but that makes it because it's opt-in, so you have to enable it. It makes it a very weak privacy feature. So you obscure just a little bit your transaction. If somebody wants to find out that it was you, then they will be perfectly able to do that. So yeah, there is a lot of myths circulating around Zcash, a lot of disinformation, but that's very normal for this market, right? It's quite normal. Everywhere, everywhere there is misinformation. Nobody cares about anything. Everyone just wants the people to pump their bugs, and that's it. And I even have seen on my timeline today a post that Michael Saylor is selling because that someone have noticed on the blockchain there are transactions of MicroStrategy bitcoins moving, right? And he didn't even read where they are moving to, where they are moved to, and they were moving to Coinbase Custody Prime, right? So So to a custody service, they're moved to a custody service, not to be sold, right? But to be kept. And that guy was writing about it in context of Michael Saylor selling his Bitcoin, right? And Bitcoin of strategy previously known as MicroStrategy. So this is how bad this space is in communicating facts. It's absolutely terrible, right? But what I see more and more in the comments is that people got so bitter with the altcoin market. I see more and more voices rising that the only way to actually make money here is to short it. So I never seen anything like that. This is the first time I've seen so many opinions of that kind. On my Polish Telegram group, I have one individual that says the same. So he was like very solitary in that belief up until recently, but now I see it just gains in popularity. So that even makes me more convinced we are about to see altcoins absolutely parabolic. And don't get tricked by the others chart, which looks not that bad. It actually does not look as bearish as it should. Why? Because this one is composed of altcoins on Binance, and we know about it from this part of one of parameters. Symbols equals Binance, and Binance is guilty of very heavy coins rotation this cycle. Last cycle they were not changing coins so frequently. So this is literally something I would call creative accounting, right? So they have this chart look like this immensely by a lot, and it really does not reflect how bad the situation is in the altcoin market, which in this context, in the light of current events, is actually good, because we want it to look possibly worse, because that's the signal that after so long we are closer and closer to the end of bear market, right? Because like I said, 75% of the altcoin market of altcoins haven't seen any signs of their respective bull markets. And in my opinion, judging by what I'm seeing here and the symptoms I notice, it's just about to change, right? So just stay tuned. Stay tuned. I think now is one of the worst moments to withdraw from the space, to go and do something completely else. I mean, the market itself always wants you to convince that's the best thing. Why? Because the more market participants there is, the more occupied order books are on the sell side, right? So the more people own certain asset, the more orders will be put in the order book on sell side, right? There will be a very thick ladder of orders, of limit sell orders to get through, right? To penetrate, to overcome, to fulfill, to fill up, and that is a barrier, right? That is literally a concrete ceiling. That if you want to go higher, must be broken. Meanwhile, if everyone is withdrawing from the market, nobody really wants to have anything to do with it, then the order book is thin and there is very few limit sell orders in it that can easily get swallowed, and price can move up in huge jumps on very little fuel. And it seems like we are approaching fast that state of things. So yeah, ironically, that's the way it always happens. Remember, bear markets, they never happen when um, everyone is bearish. They happen when everyone is in euphoria, and bull markets happen when there is despair, right? When there is an absolute pessimism everywhere, no hope, no hopium, and despair. So you judge on your own where we are currently, at what stage we currently are. I think it's very easy to tell. So yeah, who knows? Maybe even this weekend will show something. Will show something positive. But since Thursday was bad, and recently Thursdays show us how the rest of the week is gonna look like, then calculate it into the picture that the weekend will be very boring. Some volatility as always, but mostly boring. And if there's anything positive about to happen, it probably happens with the start of the next week. So yeah, that's how I see it. Guys, don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. Mostly like and subscribe if you are vibing with me here, if you think the channel is good and you like the format. And get yourself a little bit of high tech. 0.02 is required to win one whole high tech next Friday. This Friday I already gave one away. Let me even play it for you. Oh, sorry, not this one. This one is current live stream. This one, the winner of one high tech, as I promised. And we will ask Grok to select one number from 0 to 80. There is 80 holders of high tech. Minimal requirement is 0.01 high tech. So let's see who gets it. Let's connect the assistant. Okay, Sal, choose one number from 0 to 80, a totally random number.
47.
47. Okay, let's check which one is 47. Hopefully this is not mine. Here is from 1 to 40. 47 is this one. Let's see if it satisfies the requirement. Yeah, it does, because it has 0.07 high tech. So yeah, we are sending there. Let's go. Give me a second. Okay, so let's count the address. Is it this one? Yes, it is. One high tech. And let's click send. And it's sent. And now let's see. Let's refresh it. It should have 107 high tech here. Let's see. Yeah, you see? 107 high tech. So lucky winner. Later I will announce it on my. Yeah, so as you see, that's how I select the winner. I just ask Sal, which is Grok assistant, and that's it. I go to SoulScan, turn on the list with hodlers, and after the number is chosen, then I go and I check if it satisfies minimal requirement, which this time it was 0.01, but the next week is going to be 0.02, right? So the requirement will increase. That's still very, very little money necessary. Very, very little money. It's like, how much will it be? $1.40. Yeah, around that. So very, very little. And then you can actually even buy that amount just for Friday, and then you can sell it, no problem with that. You just must have that required amount for the time of uh, of selection, right? Of the lottery. So yeah, so that's why I think it is quite interesting. Um, I have no idea who was the winner, to be honest, because I don't know all of the hodlers. I mean, the circle of hodlers is still very small. It's like now it's 78 because some people got frustrated that they didn't win and they sold their minimal amount, or maybe they just wanted to participate, uh, uh, you know, just for that time. They didn't want to hold the asset itself, even if it's that small amount of money, and that's perfectly fine too. But if they keep buying and selling, keep buying and selling, they probably lose more money rather than just buying and holding. But it's up to them. So yeah, okay, guys, that's all what I wanted to show you for today. You can join High Tech Meme community. I left the Telegram link in the live chat, of course. Let me check here. Is there, okay, it showed everything. I also, if you wanna get yourself a little bit of high tech, I left also a Radium link in the live chat. Radium is the exchange where it is available, and yeah, just have 0.02 for the next Friday, and maybe this time you will win one whole high tech, right? And it will stay that way, right? Every single Friday, I will be choosing one winner, regardless of how much high tech is going to cost, right? If it costs even $1,000, I will still send one high tech every single Friday. So yeah, I think it's worth it. It's worth it to stay around. So thank you.